Hi guys, so today I will be doing a movie review for In the Heart of the Sea. So I went and saw this movie with a friend yesterday, and this movie was just really mind-blowing. It's based off a true story. Um, it's based off the book Moby Dick. It's about the events, and then that leads to the book Moby Dick. And it stars Chris Hemsworth and Benjamin Walker and Tom Holland, who is playing the new Spider-Man, as those are like the main people in the movie. And it's directed by Ron Howard. So I had to read the book Moby Dick in its entirety junior year of college. It wasn't my favorite book just because I felt like it was really drawn out, like really long, really in detail. So I was really interested to see how they were going to do a movie based off of the events. And it was a really interesting movie. Basically, it starts out where there's a guy who is narrating, the author of Moby Dick. His name escapes me right now. But yeah, so he's going to interview one of the surviving members of the Essex shipwreck, and he's basically talking to this guy, Mr. Nickerson, and basically talking to him and Thomas and Nickerson, and talking to him about his experiences and about his journeys with the Essex ship. It's basically a whaling movie. We have Chris Hemsworth, who plays the first mate, and Benjamin Walker, who plays the captain. And it's a really interesting movie because it starts out where Chris Hemsworth's character basically wants to command his own ship, Mr. Chase, and then he gets told that because of his family name, there's someone else, George Pollard, who comes from a very wealthy and famous whaling family who's now the captain instead. So it's like these two really people who have very type A personalities butt heads a lot because, they're very strong, independent males, and it's interesting to see them. It's kind of like yin and yang with them in the whaling ship. So basically, all hell breaks loose when the whale destroys the Essex ship, and they're basically stranded on these 3 lifeboats. And it really turns into a tale of survival. Like, how would you survive floating at sea for 90 days before getting rescued? It's really hard to think about. It's really hard to think about, like, how I would survive. Like, what level would I go to survive, like, in terms of eating and drinking water, and literally, they're pushed to their limits. They're pushed to make some really hard choices. There is no black and white. There is only gray. And what would you do to survive? Would you even eat like your own dead crew member because you were starving? Like, what would you do to survive and make it home to your family? I really loved Ron Howard's direction. It was so beautifully done, and yeah, sometimes it's a little slow, but it grips you. Like, you feel like you're immersed in this world, and it does not let go. Like, it starts out really well, and it does not let go to the very end. I also really loved the camera angles. I love the camera angles because they would zoom up in on a character's emotions and their expressions. You could feel their anguish. You could feel their despair and hopelessness, and their joy of capturing a whale, and their hard decisions that they had to make. And I just really loved the camera. It was really beautifully shot. It was also beautiful to see them out in this ocean and just to see each other band together as brothers and just to make some really intense choices. It was crazy. Like, I think what really killed me was deciding they basically run out of food and deciding who they're going to kill to save. Like, who's going to die to lighten up the load, and, are they going to eat off of their dead crew member because they're starving and they can't even think straight. They've kind of gone crazy because they've been without food and water for so long, and it's just really about their desperation, but also about their determination to be rescued and never giving up, and about their journey to make it home to Nantucket, Massachusetts. And it was just intense. I loved Chris Hemsworth. I felt like he was really good in portraying this role that's different than the, Marvel Comics Thor that we've been accustomed to seeing him. He had really good chemistry with Benjamin Walker, who played his captain, and it was really interesting to see them play off of each other and kind of spar verbally. I also really loved Tom Holland's character, Thomas. I loved Tom Holland in the Impossible, and I really loved seeing him play Thomas because he is, a young crew member, and about kind of how Mr. Chase Chris Hemsworth character taking him underneath his wing and showing him the ropes on the ship, and always looking out for him, and then Thomas looking out for Mr. Chase. It was just a really, really well thought, interesting movie. It was intense. It was thrilling. It was exciting. It was really sad. Like, just thinking, like, oh my gosh, like, if I was forced to eat somebody else's organs, like, would I do that? Like, it's just filled with impossible choices, masterfully directed by Ron Howard with an amazing cast. So if you have not seen this movie, please go see In the Heart of the Sea. It was great. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a wonderful night, guys. Bye.